I'm going to show you how you can take positive responses from Smart Lead and push them into Clay to then enrich for people's mobile numbers, and then push that to Slack as well. So I'm going to share this template in the description below. If you want to grab it, you're just going to have to copy paste it and then make a duplicate. But basically what you want to do, I'm just doing this is just a test, but you want to come over to Smart Lead and go into your webhook section, and then just name it. I'm just going to call this test enrichment, and then you're going to take the URL that's created here from Clay. You're going to copy it. You're going to push it in and put it into here, and then you can select your client. You can set campaign, or you can select user, which is basically for every single campaign that you've got running right now on Smart Lead. But just for this example, I'm just going to use user, and then you can set up event type. So normally I would put lead category updated, and then updated to interested, meeting request, or information request. So basically, if it gets marked and categorized as either interested, meeting request, or information request, it will then push to Clay here, and then it will enrich for that person's mobile number, and then it will push it to Slack so that your sales rep or whoever it is that's basically in charge of the business development side of things or capturing these leads is able to call them up as soon as they have responded, basically within quite literally like a minute of them responding on email. And then we're going to come over and go just test it out and send test webhook. So that should come through any second. There you go. Obviously, when you copy this template, you can delete these first 3 rows. And you can see here, what we've got is the campaign name. So it's basically receiving the webhook. It's pushing the webhook from Smart Lead into Clay, receiving the webhook here. It's going to push out all the data and details, and you can map this as you want. This is just what I've mapped and what I prefer, but it depends on what information you want. If you want the response of the lead, you can also get that. You've got lead data in here. You've got categories. You can put in the interested, sentiment, the location, all of this kind of stuff. Your custom fields, your job titles, the reply, like what was actually in the reply, etc., etc. You can put any of the data that you basically are able to get from Smart Lead into this Clay table. The only data that you need is the LinkedIn profile, because the enrichment, which is just a very simple waterfall within Clay. So if for those who don't know waterfall, it will basically try this provider here. If this provider does not find the mobile number, then it will try this one here. And if this one doesn't find it, it'll try this one here, and so on and so forth. The rationale behind this is not one single data provider has all the mobile numbers. So if you're not able to find it from one, then it will try another one. So basically, instead of having access to one data provider, you've got to add to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different data providers. Now, the other thing as well, which is cool, so basically you get 6 times more coverage. The other thing that's cool as well is because you are enriching the mobiles when someone has responded as interested, it means you're able to save on mobile data, basically. Mobile enrichments are a little bit more expensive within Clay. So you can see here, if you click on the waterfall, your mobile number. So this is actually the mobile waterfall that we have, that we've just put in here. It's already pre-built, but I've just set up this template. So you quite literally just have to copy paste this and use it. You can use it for yourself. We can see here, like the first one, 10 Clay credits, all the way up to 25, 15, etc. And if it doesn't find the number, it doesn't charge you the credits, just in case you're wondering. So if it tries this and it doesn't find it, it won't charge you, right? The cheapest version will be if Nimbler finds it for 2 credits, you'll only pay 2 credits, right? And if Datagma finds it, you'll pay 25 credits. And the only thing that you need to map is you need to map the LinkedIn profile, which is why you need the LinkedIn URL. So when you are uploading your lead list to Smart Lead in the first place, from Clay or wherever else, you need to make sure that you've got the LinkedIn URL. If you don't have the LinkedIn URL, there are other automations that you can set up, or enrichments that you can set up within Clay, to basically find the person's LinkedIn profile and then push it into this waterfall. But for the sake of simplicity, unless you're doing local, 9 times out of 10, you'll most likely have the LinkedIn profile. So just going to run you through this: first name, last name. We've got the campaign name as well, so you can actually set. You could set this up on a campaign level if you wanted to, or you could set it up for all of your clients that you have, pushing into one table, and then you can filter, or you can set up conditional formulas. So if it's for a certain amount of client, if it's for a certain client, then it will run. If it's not for if you don't want it running for a certain client, then you don't have to do that. Or you can set it up so it's specific for one client, and you can set that up on the webhook level by selecting client here and attaching that to the client. But if you don't have clients, or you don't want to you don't want to do it that way, you can do it per campaign, and you can set up a filtration basically for the campaign. The way that you would do that is you'd click into here, you go edit column, and then you can go. So this is actually from a previous campaign. I might actually change this real quick for the template, but yeah, only run if campaign name contains X, right? So it's only going to run if the campaign name contains whatever word you put in here, right? But I'm going to remove this for the actual video and for the template. Sorry, for the template that you guys can use. And then yeah, that's pretty much it. So it'll find the way, it'll bring all this detail and information in from SmartLead. You just need the LinkedIn profile. That's the main one that you need. It cannot run without the LinkedIn profile. We've got the office number as a backup. And then what's the other cool thing as well? You can also link the SmartLead like URL to the inbox. So if they click on this, it'll take you directly to that message within the inbox, and you can see everything there, and the thread and everything. And then it will run this, and then it will find the mobile number. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I would say probably about 60 to 70% hit rate, depending on where you are. It might be a little bit higher, it might be a little bit lower, depending on the market. And then you can also send the message. This is what we do. We send the message to Slack afterwards, right? So you might have to, edit this, for example. But you'll be able to see here, the website, and all, you can basically map this out however you want it to, so that it sends it into Slack. We have it so that they have, obviously the website, campaign, first name, last name, the office number as a backup in case they can't find the mobile, so they can call the office number and say, hey, I just messaged so-and-so on email, can you put me through? But that's obviously like a backup. You don't really want that. And then obviously most important, you have the mobile number. And then what's cool about this is going to come into Slack. And then within Slack, you'll get all of this data, and this will happen automatically. So as soon as a person responds within the inbox and it is categorized, whether you're using AI or doing that manually, it will then push automatically to Slack, quite literally within less than 30 seconds. So as soon as a person has responded to your email positively with interested, more information request, or meeting request, and it's being categorized as one of those, it'll push to Slack, and you'll get whatever data that you put in here, and you can set that up how you want to. But what's really cool here is the person will get, with the sales rep will get all of this data, and then they can click on the inbox thread URL, and they get taken to that, to the actual thread, and then they can basically just have context. They can call the person. You can also push this to dial pad or dialer that you're using, but yeah, so that's kind of how you would want to do it, and that's how we actually leverage it right now, and it's working really, really well, because they can basically call them within quite literally less than 2 minutes from getting a positive response. So, and then you can leverage the emails, and then you've obviously got a way better rate of booking in a meeting or closing a deal, and so on and so forth. We found that this works quite well with sort of more local, not local businesses, but businesses that have a very quick sales cycle. But it can also work if you are targeting maybe larger accounts. We just haven't used it there yet. But yeah, and you can add in whatever else that you want. You can add in different columns. You can add in more enrichments. You can push it to your CRM. You can do whatever you want. This is just an example. I will share this template with you. All you have to do is copy paste it. So I'll actually show you an example of what this looks like, so you can see, and you can actually get the whole thing here. Turn on sharing, copy, paste it in here. This is what you'll get. Copy table to your workspace, and then you copy it to your workspace. Cool. And then you're going to get this, right? And then this is what you're going to have to actually do on your end. So it will just come up with webhook. You can't really do anything with this. It's not attached to any webhook. You don't have any URL, anything. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to come back into here. I'll show you. So wherever you've got your templates, you can come into here. You can create new table, and then you come down here, and then you're going to go to import data from webhook. Sorry, not new blank table. Oops. You're going to go here, new table, and then import data from webhook, add to existing table. And I believe it was template. Here we go. Copy of template. Here we go. Yeah, so you just have to find it basically, and then you can put it in here, and then it'll create the source, and then bam, you have that. And then you've got pull in data from the webhook. All you have to do is then copy this webhook URL, go to SmartLead, set this up, just literally copy paste this in here. And again, if we wanted to do it, we could go send test to webhook, and you can show exactly how it works, and it will run, and then bam, boom. And then, yeah, you can obviously just delete these 3 if you don't want them there. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. I will leave the link in the description below for anyone that's interested. Yeah, this works particularly well if you're doing sort of small, medium businesses and you've got LinkedIn profiles. It just allows you to have like a different way of reaching out to people, and another touch point essentially from people who are interested and have expressed interest. So usually if someone said quite literally like, hey, send me some more information or whatever in the email, all you're trying to do in that initial email is get a hand raised and get someone to say, yep, I'm interested in some kind of way, which is where the whole lead magnet thing plays in. And then if someone's saying that, then that will push into here. And then obviously if you've got someone who is trained on the phones, they can give that person a call within quite literally 2 minutes. And then you can use the email as a point of leverage and a kind of like warmer introduction essentially. So yeah, I hope you found this video useful. I'll leave the template below, and yeah, like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.